Our next guest is Suelin Chen of My Exit Strategy.
That's right.
Hello, Suelin.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you. So, Suelin, tell us about My Exit Strategy.
Sure. We're a website that helps you reflect on what you would want at end of life and then communicate your preferences to the people you care about. So it's that simple.
It's like a eulogy site.
Yeah, it can be. You can think of it as a eulogy site or how you want to be remembered, or we address both the things that are kind of more personal, like what is your legacy, as well as things that are a little bit more pragmatic, like what would you actually want to happen to your body. So everything and everything in between.
So does it become like a will too?
Yeah, so obviously when you think of end-of-life planning now, you think, oh, there's a will, there's all these legal documents, and we certainly think that those documents are really important. But it's already hard enough to think about our own mortality. We don't necessarily think that starting with legalese and hiring a lawyer is necessarily the entry point to reflecting about what you would want. So what we're trying to do is create a platform for reflection and ask these kind of thought-provoking questions to kind of get people to start thinking about what they actually want.
How did you come up with this idea, and why did you come up with this idea, and what's your background?
Yeah, sure. Okay, I guess I'll start with maybe my background. So I've been in healthcare a lot. I was previously an advisor to life science companies, early stage mostly. And then I was working at Harvard. I was the director of the laboratory at Harvard, which supported student ideas and helped them bring their ideas to fruition. And then prior to that, I was trained as a scientist and engineer. I got my PhD at MIT, and I was working in a lab at Mass General Hospital, and we were working on trying to stage cancer using non-invasive imaging techniques. So kind of a varied background. I was on this themed bicycle ride around Boston, and it was on the Day of the Dead, actually, and we were visiting different cemeteries around town. And at each one, we would stop, and people would share stories about people that they had lost. And I was really inspired. The more and more I think people are realizing, that they have that choice, and there's no right or wrong choice. What it's really about is what's right for the individual and really honoring the individual's life.
Well, the way they want to be honored at
exactly.
the end.
I just feel like those types of services where they are really kind of personalized to the individual that you're honoring, it's so nice for the loved ones and the people who cared about that person, in terms of coping and just celebrating the person.
How do you make money in your business?
Yeah, so right now it's completely free for users to use.
Right.
But it's really obvious that once you start thinking about these things, that there's some things that might flow out of that very naturally. So maybe you're a younger person and you're starting to think about these things, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, maybe I should get life insurance. Maybe I have dependents and I really want to make sure that that happens, or actually have a will, or get, engage into some financial planning because it kind of surfaces values and goals that you would like that kind of, translate into kind of financial goals as well. So, preferred vendors and transactions that kind of naturally flow out of the reflection and planning process.
Is your model sustainable?
So we're a really young company. So
right.
we only just launched last week,
right.
and we haven't even gone out for fundraising yet, which we will in Q1 of next year. So eventually we will we're just on an upward trajectory at this point. So no, this is not the plan to stay like this forever. But we've been talking to partners and vendors, and they're all very interested in what we're doing because it's really unique.
Oh, I would think there is some strategic partnerships.
Oh yeah,
that
absolutely.
Are valuable.
And also just no one else is really approaching it in this way. Most people think, I have these things I need to do, and it feels like a chore. There's no kind of self-reflection about it. You kind of just feel like you have to get through it, and it's easy to procrastinate because it's not something that's pleasurable. Whereas we're trying to create an experience where you kind of go at your own pace. You can kind of be really creative about things that are really personal to you. So like what I was saying before, you can really give your loved ones ways to remember you by.